Hola. Hello. How are you? How is everyone doing today? Bringing some simplicity into our moment, to our day, to our reading, and then here we go. So here is a smoke cleansing for you. Isn't that cool? And a smoke cleansing for me. Clearing my mind from distractions. And I'm going to use the Medicine Woman deck. Been doing a couple of readings today, and they've been like on point and just really upbeat. And I like upbeat energy, so we're going to use the Medicine Woman deck. Today is Friday, and we're doing the weekend energy forecast. Asking for a little guidance, divine discernment to the energy in and around our world for this weekend. You know, chance always favors a prepared mind, and I celebrate that. I remember I did a reading for somebody, like almost a year ago, and I told them, you know, that some things were going to happen between her and her daughter, and but that they would loop back around and reconnect. And heard today that, you know, yeah, they had that falling out and had no contact for a while, but guess what? They went on a road trip with each other, and they're reconnecting. So I'm like, chance always favors a prepared mind. Some people would have, you know, just given up or, you know, been doing something to make the matters worse. And I had told her, I was like, you know, you're going to come back around. You need to sit back and chill. Let your daughter do what she needs to do. And sure enough, so I like that. I like a good confirmation of a reading through there. On Tuesday nights, we are, I am offering online sessions, group session for 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for energy point tapping. We're tuning into tapping, reprogramming the way we think, the way we speak, to be more positive, uplifting, and feeding of our soul and spirit. Okay. And then on Wednesday nights from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., we are learning about Reiki Shoden. So they are Reiki first degree classes. It is not the attunement. The attunements have to be done in person, or you can have an attunement from somebody else. I don't care. As long as I have, or that you're attuned. And then we learn how to practice Reiki in the manner of Shoden, which was the original Usui teachings. So I think those are pretty exciting. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Mondays, we're going to be starting mindfulness and manifesting. But it's kind of the pretty way of talking about taking care of some shadow work. We all got a little shadow work that we need to work on in order to become the best versions, the most authentic self as possible. Okay, anything? Okay, she did have something else left to say. Anything else left to say? A, B, C, D, D. I guess you better go and get something to drink. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes. I don't think I intended it quite like that, but hey, I'll go with the flow. Okay, so got a handful of cards here, and let's start our reading. Again, chance always favors a prepared mind. If you know what's coming in energetically, then you can plan how you're going to work with that energy for things to be the best outcome possible. So let's take a look at the first card here. Are you ready? I'm ready. Make sure that you do a love this video. Okay, so our first card, it's a little dark in here, is the Great Mystery. And the Great Mystery is that everything coming through this weekend, everything coming through on this energy. I'm going to flip the big light on here. Is something that is surprising, and I'm going to say takes you off guard. Takes you off guard. Nothing that you expect, what you expect isn't what happens. It's something that's totally off the cuff, off the wall. And I'm over here kind of laughing, but not too hard, because it's not like it's a horrible issue. But again, let me reiterate the phrase that I said. This right here, this great mystery, spontaneous, totally something unexpected, great mystery. I'm not getting a negative feel from it. I'm getting that it's going to kind of like take you off guard. Doesn't mean it's negative. It's just taking you off guard. Now, this, when I'm looking at the Wild Feminine upside down, the message that I'm getting here is making me laugh, because it's like, okay, it's time for you to show your ladylike self. Be ladylike, be a little gentleman through there. It's like, be very demure, kind of not so much in yourself or quiet, but very reserved. Don't let everything out on the table at one time. And there is a reason here on that. And we look at Mother Earth card, and she's upside down, and that's the reason. So we're looking at this great mystery that comes through, and everything is totally like, I was not expecting that. Expect the unexpected through there. You have to really kind of stay almost, what I'm going to get, stoic with that. You can't let the energy sway you or show that sway. The reason being, all right, it's like you have a friend and you really love this friend. It's probably like one of your best friends, but every once in a while they'll do a practical joke or a prank or just do something wild and crazy out of the blue. And if you show emotion to it, it almost like makes the matter worse. Kind of like when your kid is doing kind of lewd jokes in public and you really want to bust their behind maybe, but you're like over here trying to hide back the laughter. That's what I'm seeing in this, is that as crazy as some of the things that will happen this weekend, and I'm not meaning that in a negative way, you can't show any kind of, like, if the joke is probably really not appropriate at that place, you can't start laughing, even though it's a pretty funny joke. And I know, like, I feel like, God, I'm a killjoy. What a killjoy. But it's not about being a killjoy. It's like, some things you just can't encourage, even if it is really funny. All right, so where is this leading up into? And we've got the Winter card, and it's right next to Rebirth. And then the card after that is Embrace. And so I'm just kind of, let's go back here and look at this Winter card and Rebirth. I'm not focusing on season. I'm not focusing on thought process. The thing that keeps catching my eye in this particular reading is the closed mouth. The mouth that's kind of like having that cover over it. So when things, yeah, okay. So remember when I was just talking about like your friend that does things that are probably inappropriate and you really want to laugh, but it's not the place to be laughing about it. You should be like that was not cool, kind of thing. That's what I'm getting on there. It's like, you really don't need to make comment. You really don't have to do everything. Just kind of like cover your mouth and hide your chuckle, hide your laughter when they're doing something that you know is probably a little inappropriate, but it's really funny. Like, God, why does that happen to me? And it's usually like a kid doing something and you're like, please don't do that. Oh my God, it's funny. But that rebirth in there, I'm digging this card. And then I'm going to move you right over here. And then we've got that embrace. So when I'm looking at these two cards in the end part of this second row, the message that I'm like picking up on that is embrace that weekend. Things are going to come anew. That rebirth, things are going to come anew. And it's like a fantastic upcycle of something that would have normally been thrown to the curb, gets recycled into something very beautiful. I feel like this has something more to do with relationships or actions in a relationship and less about recycling or upcycling that chair that you found at the trash, you know, at the dumpster or whatever. It's not like that kind of recycling. It has to do with relationships or actions in a relationship. All right. Interesting. Okay. That's my word, interesting. And I'm looking at the feminine cycle. This is a energy, and I'm like laughing at me in Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. How can it be, with this feminine cycle, because things are in retrograde? What I'm getting in here is nurturing, growth, nurturing. One of my friends just told me today that she found out she's pregnant. This might be a season of pregnancy. I don't know. I keep looking at that spiral, and to me, this just reminds me of the womb. And then when I'm looking at it, also reminds me of an eye. But I'm feeling like the womb, and I'm not trying to be weird when I'm saying this, but it just kind of reminds me of the womb, the entrance into the womb, growth. So there's a lot of things that would could be even things that we are creating, as in our new paths, our new journeys, our new way of thinking. If you're going through Lent right now and you've given up something like a bad habit, this is about your growth in releasing that. So there's a lot of powerful energy in there. Now, the next card kind of started to disturb me when I saw that. And then it's coming up next to, and I'm going to move you to the side here. And then we've got Path of Beauty in there. So unconditional love and Path of Beauty. And I'm going to say it like this: you don't have to put up with people's nonsense. You don't have to put up with people's garbage. You don't have to put up with narcissism. You don't have to put up with people demanding things of you, trying to micromanage you, all of that stuff. This is a time for you to go into your sense of safety and throw up your boundaries. Unconditional love does not mean that you allow people to trample over you or treat you in an ugly way. Unconditional love means, in the words of Tupac, I don't want to see you go hungry, but you can't eat at my table. Okay? unconditional love. This is upside down. It's in the obstacle position. This is going to be a time this weekend that you're going to have to make some choices about your boundaries. And it's not so much about cutting off the other person. It is about giving yourself respect and love and creating a safe, sacred space around you that you don't have to give unconditional love to people that do not respect the gifts that you give them. This is about you not having to tolerate or hold the people that don't have your best interest at heart. Okay? All right. Sometimes we don't want to hear those words. Sometimes they really make us feel uneasy because we feel like we're letting other people down. And it's not so much about letting other people down. It's about encouraging them to be the best version of themselves as well. So in this last line, and this is where everything's leading to, we've got the Coyote Totem. And the Coyote Totem is about self-medicine, learning to laugh at yourself when you need to laugh at yourself, as well as learning how to love on yourself when you need to love on yourself. But I'm getting more about the laughter. Yeah, sometimes we make choices and we have no idea or clue why we made that choice, but we can sit back and laugh at that lesson. And that's feeding in with this self-knowledge. And in self-knowledge, if it was upside down, or I'm sorry, if it was right side up, I would to me, it would imply something along the lines of like not paying attention to the signs around you. And what I'm feeling when I look at the self-knowledge upside down in the obstacle position, that as you are looking and reviewing things that happen and you have a laughter in your heart with that, you know, that from that Coyote Totem, that sometimes people want a guilt trip, and you need to go with the flow and just let it go. Let them guilt trip all they want on themselves, but for you, let go of that energy. Let go of you've laughed at yourself, at your mistakes and the mistakes that you'll make over the weekend. Laugh it off. 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 And what I have in my head is like you're at a bowling alley and you're bowling, and maybe you're not the greatest bowler, or maybe you are the super duper bowler. I don't know. And you you roll the ball down the alley, and it gutter balls, or it jumps over like 3 other lanes into somebody else's and maybe knocks down their pins. And you're like, that was supposed to be my pin. Laugh it off. All of the things that you do, if they go a little bit awry, laugh it off. Enjoy it. Go with the energy. Go with the flow. When you go with the flow here, look at this. When you go with the flow, a favorable wind is blowing on your life. So even though the weekend is going to seem really crazy and nonsensical and like, where did that come from? Enjoy it. Go with the flow. Because guess what? Monday's going to come in with a great wave. So peace, love, harmony. Do me a great big favor. Love this video. Comment something cool. Where you're watching from. What you thought. I don't care. Comment. Help me get it into the algorithm. And don't forget to share it with your friends. I love you. And I'll see you very soon. Maybe.